Now that you understand what you stand to learn in this module, let's dive in. What is project lifecycle? Think of the project lifecycle as the process of baking a cake. Just as baking a cake involves several distinct steps, each with its own purpose and importance, the project lifecycle includes specific phases that guide a project from start to finish. The project lifecycle is a framework that outlines the various phases a project goes through from initiation to completion. It provides a structured approach to project management, ensuring that projects are delivered on time, within scope, and within budget. Phases of project lifecycle. The lifecycle is divided into several key phases, each with its specific objectives and importance. Understanding these phases is crucial for effective project management and successful project delivery. Let's use the scenario of baking a cake to explain the project lifecycle and their importance. 1. Initiation phase, recipe selection. Before you bake, you need to decide what kind of cake you want to make. This is like the initiation phase where you define the project's objectives and scope. You determine the type of cake, project goal, understand the ingredients needed, resources, and decide on the overall process. The initiation phase is the starting point of any project. It involves defining the project at a high level and getting the necessary approvals to proceed. Key activities include identifying the project's purpose, scope, objectives, stakeholders, and feasibility. Importance of the initiation phase. Clarity and direction. Clearly defining the project's objectives and scope helps prevent scope creep and ensures that all stakeholders are aligned. 2. Stakeholder engagement. Early involvement of stakeholders helps in understanding their expectations and securing their support. 3. Feasibility assessment. Evaluating the project's feasibility, including risks and constraints, helps in making informed decisions about whether to proceed. 2. Planning phase. Preparing ingredients and recipe. Once you've chosen your cake, you need to gather ingredients and follow a recipe. You develop a detailed plan, including a timeline, list of ingredients, and instructions to ensure everything is prepared for baking. This step ensures you have everything you need to proceed smoothly. In the planning phase, the project team develops a detailed roadmap for achieving the project's objectives. This includes creating a project plan, schedule, budget, resource allocation, and risk management plan. It is a critical phase where the foundation for project execution is laid. Importance of the planning phase. 1. Detailed planning. A well-defined plan provides a clear path for project execution and helps in setting realistic timelines and budgets. 2. Resource management. Identifying and allocating resources efficiently is crucial for maintaining project momentum and avoiding delays. 3. Risk mitigation. Developing a risk management plan helps in anticipating potential issues and developing strategies to mitigate them. Execution phase, baking the cake. Now it's time to mix the ingredients and bake the cake. In this phase, you execute the plan by coordinating the steps, mixing the batter, preheating the oven, and setting timers. Similarly, in project management, you implement the plan, coordinate resources, and execute the tasks necessary to achieve the project objectives. The execution phase involves putting the project plan into action. The project team carries out the tasks and activities defined in the plan, coordinating resources and managing stakeholders. This phase is typically the longest and most resource-intensive. Importance of the execution phase. 1. Deliverable creation. The primary objective of the execution phase is to produce the project's deliverables according to the defined scope and quality standards. Team coordination. Effective communication and coordination among team members and stakeholders are vital to ensure smooth progress. 3. Monitoring and control. Ongoing monitoring of project performance helps in identifying deviations from the plan and implementing corrective actions. Monitoring and controlling phase, checking the cake while the cake is baking. You periodically check on its progress. You might adjust the oven temperature or bake time if necessary. This is similar to the monitoring and controlling phase in project management, where you track the project's progress, manage any changes, and ensure that everything is on track to meet the goals. The monitoring and controlling phase run concurrently with the execution phase. It involves tracking the project's progress, ensuring that it stays on track, and making necessary adjustments. Key activities include performance measurement, quality control, and change management. Importance of the monitoring and controlling phase. 1. Performance tracking. Monitoring key performance indicators (KPIs) ensures that the project stays on track in terms of scope, time, and cost. 2. Quality assurance. Regular quality checks ensure that the project's outputs meet the required standards and specifications. Change control. Managing changes systematically helps in preventing scope creep and ensuring that any changes are aligned with project goals. Closure phase, finishing and serving the cake. Once the cake is baked and cooled, you add finishing touches like frosting and decorations, then serve it. This closing phase is like completing a project, finalizing all activities, delivering the final product, and reviewing the process to capture any lessons learned. The closure phase marks the completion of the project. It involves finalizing all project activities, handing over deliverables to the client or end users, releasing project resources, and documenting lessons learned. Importance of the closure phase. 1. Formal acceptance. Obtaining formal acceptance from stakeholders ensures that the project has met its objectives and deliverables are as expected. 2. Project documentation. Documenting the project's outcomes, lessons learned, and performance metrics provides valuable insights for future projects. Resource release. Closing out the project involves releasing team members and other resources, allowing them to move on to other assignments.